Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, August 21st. I just did a video. It was like a little spew, a little expression of my feelings of different topics. I'm not for sure if I'm going to go ahead and upload it. I'm sorry, I got something on my shirt. But not that I'm afraid to upload it because it's my feelings, my opinions. It's a spiel, kind of different topics that are sometimes very strong topics. But I'll see. I'll see how I feel. I mean, I've uploaded stuff before, so no biggie. And I feel like if anybody says anything disrespectful or degrading, whatever, I'm going to delete that comment and I'm going to block you. So there's a block button because it's my content, my video. If that's something you don't agree with, that you don't like, you're more than welcome, like I said, to exit out and go see some other stuff that really that you like and can entertain. So anyway, this video is about a new series that I'm doing. I was trying to finish the Jenni Rivera series, but I don't know if I want to complete that. I just think there's not much more I can say about the Jenni Rivera and, how is it me being a fan of hers, different things that I liked about her, whether I watched her series and I loved it so much. I watched it 3 times and I loved it. I think it was perfectly done. Mariposa de Barrio. So yeah, and I've read her books and I went to her store in LA. And I bought a lot of things from her. I'm one of her biggest fans. So there's a lot to share about my experience with being a fan of Jenni Rivera's and stuff like that. I'll see if I want to finish it. I also have life series where I was talking about different topics of life, whether it's child abuse, sexual abuse. I've done domestic violence. I've done marriage. And I think my marriage was a 5-part, I believe, I want to say. Can't remember, it's been a while. But I definitely want to continue the live series because I want to talk about divorce, separation, remarrying with children from previous marriages. What other? Like I said, sexual abuse, child abuse, all kinds of life series. Everything you go through in life. I want to continue that for sure. I was also doing my life abroad, my experience on when we moved to Mexico and we lived there, what my experience was. I only think I got one more video to finish that life series edition. So I will complete that. Like I said, it's just one more video. We lived there, I think it was 8 months. So I was just kind of showing or sharing with you what was it like living in a different country, what was the things I liked that I didn't like, what is now, kind of, and my whole experience with it. And I think I only have one more video to do to complete that. But I also want to do a Little House on the Prairie series, and that's what this video is about. I love Little House on the Prairie. I have the entire collection and then some. I have extras. I watch it every night, a good few episodes every night. My children love it. My son loves it. So that's the one thing that if he's walking by and he sees us watching, he'll sit down and watch it with us. My daughter loves it. We even did this Little House on the Prairie marathon. I think I like my son out. Hold on. So yeah, and we did a marathon one day to see how long it would take us to watch the entire collection. I want to say it took like 2 weeks, and because they're in each season, they're like 6 DVDs, and they're like 6 or so episodes in each DVD. So I'll ask my daughter for sure because I can't remember, but it was quite a few years ago. But we watch a few episodes like every night, sometimes even in the daytime. I have episodes on my phone where I could watch it at night when I'm in bed. I just love it. And I've loved it since I was a little girl, since it came on TV, it came on the scene. And what I love about Little House on the Prairie is that it touches on every topic, that it was back in the time where people were more grateful. People really cherish and respected family, having simple things as supper. And their spirituality was huge. It was God-fearing people, as they call it back then, all about putting God first and having him guide them and whatever decision they made and whatever they did. So those are the 3 things that I like. just the whole respect and putting family first, putting God as a big part of their lives, and just tackling different situations of life. And believe me, they tackle things that didn't happen as often back then, but happen a lot now. They have where they attack, I'm sorry, my throat is dry, domestic violence, child abuse, sexual abuse, alcoholism, drug addiction, illness, lots of illness and plagues and quarantine, which is something we could totally relate to now. What else? Blindness, career choices, weather, natural disasters, moving, having to uproot your family and the family dynamic changing, marriage, of course, parenthood, to be children, what it's like to be teenagers, what will the people think kind of mentality. Oh my, racism, for sure. They have at least, well, there's three. There's three episodes where they deal with racism when it came to Native Americans. They have the Indian Kid, Survival, and they had Freedom Fighters, which all deals on racism when it came to Native Americans. Out of the three, probably Survival would be my most favorite, but I like all three of them. And then they also have racism when it came to Black people. So we just watched an episode, Blind Journey, I think the episode is called, where it deals with a lot of racism against a Black man that's named Joe Kagan that comes into town. He wants to, be able to worship God in the church community there, the only church they have. And because he's Black, the board of directors, which is an amount of 6 or 7 people, most of them want him, that are not racist, that want him to be a part of it. And the Reverend mentions God so loved his son that, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him. So he reminds the negative racist people about that scripture. And it's just a really interesting episode. So that's one. And then in that same episode, there's a group of blind kids that's coming to join in the Walnut Grove town. There's a Black kid that he never saw. He's been blind since birth. So he doesn't know the difference between color. And he just notices that one of the ladies there are really mean to him and that don't like him. And he doesn't understand why. He's like, what did I do? But she doesn't like you either. And she mentions the Joe Kagan, and he goes, we're just not the right color. To her, that makes all, to her and people like her, that makes all the difference in the world. So that's probably one of my favorite. But there's another one where a Black doctor, the doctor there in town, which is an amazing doctor, he's so sweet. He needs help. He's getting really busy. He hires a doctor who is superbly qualified. But then he realizes when he meets the doctor in person that he's Black, and that probably the people in the town wouldn't accept him. So there's a lot of episodes on racism, which are like I said, towards the Native Americans and towards the African Americans, or Black people. Some, I say Black people because I'm Puerto Rican. We're mixed with Spanish, Indian, and Black. So I have Black in me. I have a lot of Black people in my family. I love every culture, every race. I grew up in Oakland, which is majority Black people. So it's like, I cannot stand racism. I cannot stand it. It's hurtful. It's insulting. It's disrespectful. And it's something that I don't stand for. So when I see episodes like this, it's just a reminder of what, and I say Black people because I feel comfortable saying that. Which a lot of people prefer you to call them African Americans, which that's fine. But, just like I don't say Caucasians, I say white people, Black people. I say Hispanics every now and then, but if I know exactly what Hispanic race you are, I'll say that Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Hondurans. I don't like form a whole group name, even though those are correct names. And if you want to use those are great to use. But I just say black people, white people, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, whatever. I'm Puerto Rican, so call me Puerto Rican. I mean, but if you're not for sure who I am, then yeah, of course you can say Hispanic. So all those are okay ways to say it. So I'm just going to be myself and say, when it comes to Native Americans, a lot of people might say, well, why don't you just say Indians? I mean, you can, but I'm just so used to saying Native American. My son-in-law is Native American, and so is my granddaughter. So, and we have Indian in us. We have Spanish, Indian, and blacks. So I'm talking about my own people here. So yeah, and so I know a lot about it because it's in my culture and I have it all around me all my life. And I just love, embracing every culture, every race. We're the melting pot. I don't understand how anybody could be racist, but hey, it's something that exists till this day in our life. So, and that's why I like that I could look back and see how they dealt with it and what they went through and stuff like that. It also deals with some politics. There's an episode on there that's called The Centennial that absolutely helps for what we are going through today in politics and our country, about America and about other countries, and how we should be grateful for the blessings that we have, the freedom and the rights. We're when we say freedom and rights, now that it's being overused and really taken advantage of, people are not really being grateful for those freedom and rights. But when you use it with your whole heart and conscience, then it's a good thing. So yeah, so it attacks every topic. And so since we're going through a lot of political stuff at this time in life, and with COVID and with all this stuff, this series really has attacked each life situation possible. So I decided, since it's something that I love since I was a little girl, that I have the complete collection and then some, that I would do a live series about it, or a series about it. So I'm going to take each season and each episode and I'm going to break it down. I don't know if I could show you pieces of the episode, if that would be copyright complaint, to show you different pieces of it. Maybe I could do pictures. I don't know. I'll look into that. But I'm definitely going to get into every season, every episode, one by one. I'm going to go from the beginning of Little House on the Prairie series, of how they moved from the big woods and ended up in Walnut Grove. And Walnut Grove is in Minnesota. They also live at some point in Kansas and South Dakota, which is Winoka, and southern South Dakota, all this stuff. So all their traveling and just everything. They also have episodes about animals and the fear of the wild animals and the domestic animals and fishing. They talk about a lot about fishing and just how they survive as far as food wise, as far as how they survive when there's no work and they need to provide for their families. I mean, every single topic in life, there's an episode for it, at least one, if not more. So that's what I'm going to do. Starting probably Monday, I'll do my first video on it. I'll start with season 1. There's a total of 9 seasons. I'm going to show you real quick my collection. There's a 5 collection, but that's also in the 9 season collection. And then I have some extra Christmas episodes which are also part of the 9 season collection. So, but these are just extra. And I actually started in VHS. But I end up getting the whole collection in DVD, so I have both. So yeah, I'm going to take you season by season, episode by episode, in that order. I'm not going to skip episodes. I want to go to this topic. No, I'm going to take you season by season, episode by episode, tell you what that's about, what that episode is about, and what is my reaction to the episode. if there's anything that I can relate to in this time of my life to back then, and just what I feel about it, my overall reaction and feelings about that episode, and how I see what they said and did in that episode represented, and what my feelings and my experiences are that can relate to that topic for that series. So I really hope that you're excited and that you're going to enjoy this Little House on the Prairie series edition. I'm still going to continue to finish my life abroad. Like I said, I only have one video to finish how my life abroad was. Jenni Rivera, I'm going to really think about it. I'm going to go back and see where I left off, if there's anything new to talk about. So I'll see there. Definitely my life series, I'm going to tackle, like I said, I've already done domestic violence and marriage, but I want to tackle my feelings and my experiences, if at all, when it comes to child abuse, sexual abuse, separation, divorce, and I'll try to, provide any references, whether it's biblical scripture references or just any advice or inspiration that I got from like Little House on the Prairie, or from family, or from friends, or from my faith. So I'll provide that kind of piece to it, if you will. So yeah, and then maybe after I do Little House on the Prairie, maybe I'll go through I have a humongous movie collection. So maybe I'll go through my favorite Christmas movies and take movie by movie and tell you my reaction, or if I experience anything similar to what's in the movie. I have different movies that I would like to share with you, and compare it to if I had any experience about that topic, or what my feelings are. So it'll end up being, we'll start with Little House on the Prairie series edition, and then it'll probably turn into a movie edition series. So you never know what movie, and I'll try to do it according to what season we're in, what holiday is nearing by, situations that's going on in real time. So maybe I'll guide myself. So it'll kind of be like all over the place, but yeah, I'll go wherever it's fitted perfectly. So yeah, so let me show you what my Little House on the Prairie collection looks like. So this is my Little House on the Prairie collection right there. The bottom is the whole 9-season DVD collection, complete collection. Then I have this collection, which was Christmas edition. It's not about Christmas, but it was a special that was given during Christmas years and years ago, and I bought it. It's a 5 VHS series, and then I have those 2 VHS Christmas ones, which those Christmas episodes are included in the entire collection here in DVD. So it's Christmas at Plum Creek and the Christmas They Never Forgot, which they really only have, which is shocking to me, only 3 Christmas episodes. So you have Christmas at Plum Creek, the Christmas They Never Forgot, and Blizzard, which I'm surprised they didn't do more Christmas ones. And then I have some other DVDs right there of Little House on the Prairie. So those were just extras that that I bought through the time. But on the bottom here, this whole, where is that? This is the complete collection from season 1 all the way to season 9, which is this one right here. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the complete collection. So I'm going to get you closer there. So see how I started 1, season 2, 3, 4, season 5, season 6, season 7, season 8, season 9. Again, the complete collection. So I'm going to take you through that whole, and then all the other movies, once I'm done with the Little House on the Prairie series, then I'll tag all these other movies. Like this is my entire Christmas collection. So if we're getting close to Christmas, then I'll go through each movie and tell you what I like about it, if there's any experiences in my own life that can relate to that. Then we have all kind of Every Mother's Worst Fear, where the daughter's kidnapped and the search of the mother. This is Night Mother is very, very strong. I've been in depression lately, so I tried to watch it and almost lost it. But it's about a daughter who wants to commit suicide, and the desperation of the mother to save her. It's with Sissy Spacek. We also have stuff like Why Did I Get Married? According to Greta, Sweet Home Alabama. There's going to be romance movies, comedy movies. There's even some action movies. And just holiday movies and different topics. As you can see here, here's a lot of different talk. There's one about being unfaithful, one about going to another country when you don't know your rights and you trust in people too much, what can happen. Imitation of Life, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. 6 Days, 7 Nights is my most funniest movie that I love. Enough, it's domestic violence, stuff like that. So I'm going to attack that, but that's going to become a movie edition series. But first, we're going to attack Little House on the Prairie. So so that's the plan. We're going to start off with Little House on the Prairie series edition. Please join me. It is, I can assure you, it is going to be interesting. It is going to be fun. There are going to be some topics that are going to be sad and probably overwhelming, which it depends on what you're going through in your situation. If you're like me, I'm going through depression. Little by little, it's starting to get better. So there's some topics that definitely touch on your heartstrings. So if something is too strong for you to talk about or listen about or go through, then I'll put the title of episodes or seasons that I'm going through so you can already be aware of what that video is going to be about, so you don't even have to click play. If it's too much for you to listen, too much for you to talk about, or to even engage in any kind of way, whether it's because of your depression or something that's really sensitive, maybe you're going through a divorce and you don't want to talk about topics about divorce, racism, or any of that. If it's too sensitive and too much for you, please do not watch it. This is meant for entertainment. It's meant just to share why I have a passion for Little House on the Prairie, why I've been watching it since I was little. What are the different topics that maybe can inspire us, can guide us, or in some kind of way give us advice on how they dealt with it back then, and maybe can inspire us to see it in a different perspective and a different way, like, oh wow, if they could do that and get through it, surely maybe I can implement something, even though it was a whole different time frame. This is Little House on the Prairie is based in the 1800s, so things were different. But the fact that we're all humans and we still deal with those situations, those life topics, is what we can relate to. And how did they deal with it versus how do we deal with it now? What did they have that now that we don't have, or what they didn't have and now we have? One of them being technology, one of them being social media, and how that has impacted us now, and maybe why we can't react like they did, because our whole life generation is different. But the fact that we go still through the same things is where we can have that connection of, you know, inspiration and of hope, and you know, that we're not alone. Yeah, so this is just an update of letting you know what I plan to do on my channel. And so yeah, I just bought a new car. I also want to share that with you because I had reservations on buying a new car. I had a hard time emotionally letting go of my old car. I kept saying, no, I don't want to get into this type of obligation. I just rather invest in my old car, and I eventually had to, you know, let it go, and the sadness. So I want to take you through that whole journey of what I was feeling, the mixed emotions that I was feeling about getting a new car and letting my old car go, and eventually how do I feel now having the car, and the whole process of purchasing it and stuff like that. So that's another one. What else? I have collections that I'm revamping that I'm almost finished with. So those will be coming in the near future. I'm almost finished with my house. I just need a little few small things, odds and ends, to complete it so I could give you a house tour. So that's what's to come on my channel. A lot of updates, a lot of new exciting stuff that I'm going to attack. So I hope that you enjoy it, that you like it, and yeah, that you have just as much fun watching my videos as I have sharing it with you, whether it's everything and anything about my life and what me and my family do. Of course, all the birthdays and holidays are coming up. This will be my youngest daughter's last holidays and birthdays living here with us. So our whole family dynamic is changing by the beginning of next year. So, and how we're feeling about that and how we're adapting to the change and how we're going to enjoy it to the fullest, and especially because it's her last ones here. So all that good stuff. I don't even know how long I went chatted on this video. So I just wanted to come on here and update you on what's to come on my channel, and just kind of give you something to look forward to, something exciting, and hopefully that you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoy sharing it with you. So yeah. So we'll tackle all those journeys, all those series, all that stuff, one by one. So thank you so much for watching this video update and what's to come on my channel. And I'm going to probably try to start Little House on the Prairie Monday. Like I said, I'll check first season, first episode, and go in order. And it's going to be fun, so I can't wait to do it. So hopefully you'll join me. So thank you so much for watching, even though this was just an update and a what's to come, but nothing to really show right now. But so yeah, so subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you can get heads up on every time I upload a video. Give it a thumbs up. And into my next video, stay safe and take care.